Welcome to the 4G channel. This is episode 18, where we're going to talk about to whom much is given, much is required. Just what does that mean? Well, we start here. These are the words of Jesus. Luke 12:48. From everyone who has been given much, much will be demanded. And to whom they entrusted much, of him they will ask all the more. Sounds like a reasonable proposition to me, does it not? These are Jesus' words, as I said, so we can't just afford to brush them off as though they're yesterday's cookie crumbs on the counter. Everything that Jesus said is meaningful, especially all the ones that are recorded for us in the Bible. It is absolutely true that God does not disperse gift, talents, and abilities in what we would call a fair way. That is, of course, if fair to you means equal. God has never claimed to be fair, but he has claimed to be just and proved that he is just. Every person who has ever been born comes into the world with some measure of time, talent, and treasure, or abilities and assets. However you want to quantify that, everybody is given gifts by God. No matter their state in life, there's something they can do for him and for others to glorify himself. Some of the most gifted people physically are often not the most intellectually gifted. I think we kind of know that. All gifts, though, come from God. So rather than debate their relative values, we should busy ourselves using whatever he's given to us to serve him. Evaluation day will come. That's an absolute certainty. And God, as the owner and the giver of all things, has every right to call us to account. No one will be able to say, hey, you have no business asking me what I did with the things you gave me. That would be odd, would it not? If you gave somebody, let's say, $1,000, and then a month later say, hey, what did you do with $1,000? Did you entertain yourself? How did that go? And if they say, hey, you have no business to ask me what I did with $1,000, well, that would be absurd. So God has the right to call us to account. Our evaluation, or our accountability, if you will be around just one question. What did you do with what you were given? As it turns out, that's not only a question, it is the question that we need to be prepared to answer. And in fact, we are preparing our answers right now as we live the Christian life. Romans 14:10 says this, for we will all stand before the judgment seat of God. And this judgment seat is not a judgment to determine if you're getting into heaven or not. That's determined by faith in Jesus Christ and nothing else, not of works. But we will all stand before God and be evaluated. And the verse goes on to say, for it is written, as I live, says the Lord, every knee shall bow to me, and every tongue shall confess to God. So then, each of us will give an account of himself to God. We all have this intuitive sense that God keeps a record of the things we do. Somehow that's just known. Almost anybody you talk to, if you talk to them long enough, you'll understand they have the same sense you do. Intuitively, we know God keeps records somewhere. We just don't know exactly where they are. And as it turns out, he does have records. And we will be rewarded based upon what we did with what he gave us. The Lord's expectation is that we will use the things he entrusted to us to serve him and serve those around us. Someone once asked him, what are the two great commandments? And he said to love God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. And the second is like it, love your neighbor as yourself. So the things that God gives us, time, talent, and treasure, he has expectations that we use those to serve him and to serve others. What did you do with what you were given? That will be the question. What did you do with what you were given? please, please plan to have an answer that's reasonable. It will not be a time when you want to just shrug your shoulders and feel good about it. You're standing before the God of all the universe. He's asking you to give an account for the things he gave you. Prepare an answer now. If you like my content, if you like my channel, please like this video, share it if you will, and if you're willing, subscribe to the channel. It'll help us get the word out. May God bless you.